Welcome, my friend. Tonight we're going to take a gentle journey together. This is a story called The Starlit Adventure, a peaceful tale made for children, teens, and adults alike. It's a story that drifts like a calm tide, guiding you away from the weight of the day and carrying you toward deep rest. As you listen, let your shoulders soften, let your breath slow, and let your mind grow quiet. This story is not meant to rush you, but to ease you into stillness. Each word is like a lantern glowing softly in the dark, lighting the way towards sleep. So settle in, find a comfortable place, and when you're ready, close your eyes. The Starlit Adventure begins now. On the edge of a quiet world, where sea foam kissed the sand and tall reeds swayed like sleepy guardians, stood a boy named Elion. He was not young or old, not tall or small. He was simply as he was meant to be, a traveler who belonged to the horizon. Every evening, Elion came to the shore and watched the ocean. It stretched out like a quilt of silver and blue, stitched with moonlight. The sea always whispered to him, not in words, but in feelings. A soft tug in his chest, a sense of belonging, and the gentle promise of something waiting beyond the waves. One evening, as the first stars woke in the sky, Elion noticed something new. Resting against the shore was a boat made of starlight and driftwood. Its hull shimmered faintly, as though stitched from the same threads as the night sky. Elion placed his hand on the boat. It was warm, pulsing with the rhythm of a heartbeat, not his own, but one that welcomed him. He understood without needing to ask. This was a vessel for journeys not of the body, but of the soul. He stepped inside. The boat rocked once, then settled as though it had been waiting only for him. With no oars and no sails, it drifted forward, carrying Elion away from the whispering shore and into the starlit adventure that awaited him. The ocean here was unlike any Elion had seen before. Its surface glowed faintly, and as the boat floated forward, ripples turned into circles of soft light. The air smelled of lavender and warm rain. Every wave that rose carried not the crash of water, but the sound of a lullaby, long notes that hummed like a mother's voice. The sky above was an endless navy curtain pricked with stars. Some shone like familiar constellations, while others drifted and shifted, rearranging themselves into gentle patterns. A fox curled in sleep, a tree swaying in the breeze, a lantern lighting the way. Elion leaned back, his body loosening, his breath sinking with the steady rhythm of the waves. Time moved slowly here. The worries of his waking life, chores undone, words unspoken, tomorrows unknown, melted like frost touched by the sun. A small lantern appeared on the water, bobbing toward him. It was shaped like a flower, glowing softly. Elion picked it up, and as he did, he heard a voice, not loud, but within his heart. You have stepped into the adventure of rest. You will see many shores, meet many guides, and gather gifts for your spirit. At the end, you will return, carrying peace back into your waking world. The voice faded, leaving behind silence so comforting it felt like a blanket. Elion held the lantern close and let the boat continue on its way. The boat glided until land appeared ahead. An island rose from the sea, shaped by hills and valleys of soft grass. Wind moved through it, carrying not coldness but calm, a breeze that stroked the skin like a gentle hand. Elion stepped ashore. The ground was cool and springy beneath his feet, as though the earth itself was breathing. All around him, tall silver trees swayed. Their leaves shimmered like tiny chimes, releasing soft notes whenever the breeze passed through. A figure approached, neither man nor woman, neither young nor old. They were cloaked in the color of dawn, and their voice was as steady as the breeze. Welcome, traveler. I am the Keeper of Winds. Here all burdens are carried away. The keeper lifted their hand, and the wind grew softer, wrapping around Elion. He felt it slipping into his chest, pulling gently, drawing out the heaviness he didn't know he still carried. Thoughts of mistakes, of fears, of things left undone, lifted like feathers, carried high into the trees. You are lighter now, the keeper said. Take this gift. They placed a feather in Elion's hand. It glowed faintly, not with fire but with ease, the kind of glow that comes from letting go. Elion tucked the feather into the lantern he carried, and the light inside grew brighter. He bowed in gratitude, then stepped back into the boat, which drifted onward. Farther into the starlit sea, Elion arrived at a small floating island, more like a lily pad than land. Upon it grew a single tree, enormous and wide, its branches dipping toward the water. The leaves were dark green, and within them hummed a soft, steady rhythm, like the slow beating of a drum. Sitting beneath the tree was a giant tortoise, its eyes half closed, as though halfway between waking and sleeping. When Elion stepped onto the island, the tortoise spoke, its voice deep and slow. "Child of the waking world, do you know the secret of stillness?" Elion shook his head. "Stillness is not the absence of sound," the tortoise rumbled. "It is the space between heartbeats, the pause between thoughts. When you rest in stillness, you are held by the universe itself." The tortoise invited Elion to sit. Together they breathed slowly, in and out, like waves. With each breath, Elion felt the noise of his mind fade, the chatter, the lists, the worries. All that remained was the sound of his own heartbeat, steady and calm. When Elion opened his eyes, the tortoise had placed a small stone in his palm. It was smooth and cool, with a faint glow at its center. "Take this gift," the tortoise said. "It will remind you that even in chaos there is a place of quiet within." Elion placed the stone beside the feather inside his lantern, and the glow grew warmer. The boat drifted on. Soon the sea gave way to sky. The boat lifted as though it were light as air. Elion now floated among stars, his vessel gliding like a comet through velvet darkness. Around him shimmered great spheres of light, memories. Some were his own. Moments of laughter with friends, the warmth of a summer morning, the sound of rain against his window. Others seemed to belong to the world itself. A child's first step, the first song sung, the first dream ever dreamed. One star drifted closer. When Elion touched it, he saw his own reflection. Not how he looked, but how he felt, weary, yet full of hope. The star whispered, "You are more than your waking days. You are the sum of every kindness, every breath, every spark of wonder." The star dissolved into a soft, glimmering thread, which Elion placed into his lantern. Now the lantern held 3 gifts: the feather of release, the stone of stillness, and the thread of memory. Its glow was no longer faint. It shone steadily, like a beacon guiding the way. The Starlit Adventure continued, though Elion could not tell how long had passed. Time had become soft and round, no longer sharp. Finally, the boat began to slow. Ahead lay the whispering shore where he had begun. As the boat touched sand, Elion stepped out, with lantern in hand. The keeper of winds, the tortoise of stillness, and the star of memory all appeared faintly in the air, their voices joining in a chorus. "You are rested, you are whole. Carry peace back with you, for every night you may return." The lantern flickered once, then melted into Elion's chest, settling within him as a quiet glow. He lay down on the sand, the sound of the ocean lapping gently at his side. Above him, the stars burned steady. His eyelids grew heavy, his breathing slowed, and at last, with peace in his heart, Elion drifted into the deepest, gentlest sleep. And so ends the story of the Starlit Adventure. It is not just Elion's story, it is yours too. Each night, when you rest, you step into your own vessel of stars. You may not always see the feather, the stone, or the thread, but they are there within you. The feather, reminding you to let go of what weighs you down. The stone, reminding you of the stillness always waiting inside. The thread, reminding you of the beauty woven through your life. Now, as you prepare to sleep, may you carry these gifts with you. May your breath slow, your body soften, and your dreams bring you peace. Good night.